Shout out to my nigga Pharaoh. I came with the yeah. The hip hop police, they been after cause I'm preaching self-love and self-mastery. Yes, I am. I came to talk about the God in you. Goddess and God's how we gotta move. For sure. When we was the slaves, what the Bible do? Confuse us, no, you can't be high as us. Take away knowledge, it's easy to hide the proof. Fucked up. So much power inside of you.
That's right. Peace, family. Peace, family. This is Pharaoh Nefertim again with Tarsec Met University. Tarsec Met University. And today is Herbal Lecture number 2. Yes, Herbal Lecture number 2. And we are going over different modalities that you can use, or different different operations that you could do to actually engineer your own herbal concoctions, whatever that is, whether it be for healing, whether it be for, you know, whatever you need it for, because herbs can do so many different things. Like sarsaparilla has a lot of iron. You could take an extract. You could take an extract of that. Extract. Dang. You can get an extract of the sarsaparilla, and then the actual liquid has a lot of iron in it. But I'm getting too far ahead of myself. So we're going to talk about first how to make aromatherapy. Yes, aromatherapy is very easy. You take some essential oils. Yes, aromatherapy is really good, especially if you're trying to go to sleep, or you know, you can use some lavender or whatnot, or if you're trying to wake up, you could use some peppermint. Yes, and it's really easy to make. It's like so easy. I'm showing this to you guys to show you how easy it is, 1, and 2, so that you can do it yourself, so that we can grow as a people, because we have to be able to depend on our own wits, when it comes to engineering and health. So you take a bottle like this. You can get this from the store for like $1. You can go on Amazon. You know what I mean? It is a tincture bottle. You know, it's one of those dropper bottles. You know what I'm saying? So this already has some oil in it, but I'm making it so you can see how easy this is. So boom, you have this. Take olive oil, black seed oil, not really coconut oil, because coconut oil has a tendency, when it gets a little cooler, to solidify really easily. And so that's not really advantageous for aromatherapy when it comes to, like, you know, putting it in diffusers and things like that. So coconut oil is, you know, it's possible, but you know, you don't have to. Or it's not really as advantageous. So you have olive oil or black seed oil or whatever type of oil, you know, make sure it's organic and cold pressed. You pour some in there, however much you want. To be honest, it really does not matter, especially if you're melanated. So boom, you put that in there, right? And then you take these. This one is cinnamon. Oh, it smells so good. So, for you alcoholics, it smells like Fireball. So you have this, right? You pour a little bit in. You actually want to count the drops, right? But for this particular one, it doesn't have the little plastic thing to actually, you know, facilitate easy droppage. And so you pour that in, pour the oil in, close it up, and you do this. And do that about 20 to 40 times, preferably 40. You feel me? What this does, it mixes the two oils together, because you have to remember that oil and water don't mix. The only way that oil mixes is with other oil or another substance that allows it to mix. So when you mix the two oils, it's still separated. They're not mixed yet, so you got to mix them. And you got it, and then now you got your own aromatherapy. It was that easy. Like it was literally that easy. Whew, that smells so good. Ain't that right? So that's aromatherapy. Now you can use lavender, like I said, to help you go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You can use peppermint to help wake you up. You can also use peppermint for anti-inflammatory properties and cooling effects, especially if you have like muscle pains and things like that. You can use a nervine called hops, which is expensive as hell. Just forewarning, it's expensive as hell. You can get a nervine called hops, which is a relaxing nervine, which helps relax your nerves, right? So you have that, and you can mix and match and however you want to do it. You know what I mean? The typical rule of thumb is that you want to have more of the oil than you do of the essential oil in the container, because straight essential oil can be harmful if you don't mix it, especially if you have sensitive skin or if you're doing the wrong thing with it, right? So you always want to be careful with that. Now, next, that was very easy. You can put it into a diffuser, etc., etc. Now, the next ones are how to make your own herbal mixtures. These are the more common ones that people use to heal. This is a healing process as well, but it uses, hold on. But it uses scent, but these go directly into your body in different ways. So first off, we want to talk about how to mix the herbs correctly, right? Because you have to remember, family, that this is engineering, it's creativity. This is a type of technology, so you have to have mathematics that goes along with this type of technology, right? So I'm gonna give you an example on how this works. Oh snap! I don't even have a spoon with me. Hold on 1 second. Let me go grab a spoon. Sorry about that, family. Had to grab a spoon. So now, let's say you want to make a concoction for, let's say, asthma, right? So what is asthma? And this is like, I'm walking you through these steps that you should take before making an herbal concoction. One, what is the problem? What are you trying to fix, right? So say that this person has the symptoms of asthma, right? So that is your main herb, right? That is the main thing that you're trying to get rid of. So you have to use a main herb for the asthma, right? Now, what will be worked on? What other organ is going to be worked on? Or how do I say this? What other organ is going to be used more because the lungs are now in a purification process? Well, now we have the liver will be one that's used more because now it has to detoxify the body. Your lymphatic system is going to be one because now you have to get rid of the sewage system. I'm sorry, the sewage from the purification of the body. And your heart is also going to be one because you need the magnetic energy in order to sustain, right? So you don't want your heart to go out. So those will be called your supporting herbs or your secondary herbs, your next tier down, right? And then you have one more tier down, which is called your assisting herbs, which are the herbs that you put in to help a little bit here, to help a little bit with that, to help a little bit with that. So we have asthma, the liver, and the heart, right? Well, what else do we need in order to heal the body of this thing, right? So you might want to put like licorice root in there as an expectorant because maybe they have a lot of mucus, or maybe they have really dry bowel movements, so you want to put some aloe vera in there or whatever it is in it, right? So this is my I'm sorry, and how that works is that it's 3 parts for the main herb, 2 parts for the supporting herb, and 1 part for the assistant herb. Again, 3 parts for the main herb, 2 parts for the supporting herb, and 1 part for the assisting herb. 3, 2, 1. Right? Now, parts it is whatever parts you decide it is. So if you want it to be a tablespoon, then that's your part. If you want it to be a teaspoon, then that's your part. If you want it to be a handful, that's your part. Are you following me? Whatever part it is. So in this part, I have a tablespoon, right? So this is how this will work, right? If I'm doing one for asthma, right? So this is peppermint leaf, right? Peppermint leaf is good for breathing. Like, it's kind of obvious for breathing because you could just, just smell it and it feels like it opens up your lungs. So this is obviously one that's good, but one that we really want, I don't have it on me, but say let's say that this was the main herb in this case, right? This is not a real example, but let's just say, well, it is a real example, but let's just say this is the main herb, right? So I will put 3 parts, meaning 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, right? That's the main herb, right? Now let's say I have an assistant herb. So this was for the breathing. I said I needed one for the heart, right? So this is hawthorn berry, leaf, and flower. I'm sorry. This is hawthorn leaf and flower, right? It's known to be good with the heart. So this is the assisting herb. So with the assisting herb, now we're going to do 2 tablespoons instead of 3, right? 1 and 2, right? Now we have that, right? And now we are down to the assisting herbs. Well, let's say that a main cause of asthma is the fact that people are eating shit, right? And so you're not getting your minerals or vitamins or nothing like that. So assisting herb could be some dulce leaf, which has a lot of minerals in it. And then let's say another supporting herb is ginkgo leaf, which stimulates or helps to activate or calm down the parasympathetic nervous system, right? Which is the nervous system for when you're at rest, to make it easy, right? So now that this is the assisting herb, we're only going to put 1 tablespoon. Oops. 1 tablespoon, because remember, it goes 3, 2, 1. This is 1 part. Remember, don't get caught up in the word tablespoon. It's just part, right? It's 1 part, right? Boom. Now that was 1 of each, right? Because they're both assisting herbs. I'm sorry. Assisting herbs. So now you have it, and you just give it a little shake, shake, and then boom. From there, you can put this directly into some water, preferably distilled water, or naturally alkaline spring water, which would be the best, or one of the best that you can find. And then boom, that's it. That's how you make it, right? Those are the measurements of how you make the herbal function. I'm sorry, the herbal mixture, right? It's really easy. It's not hard. It takes 5 seconds, as you saw, right? Now, this is when you use it as a tea in tea bags and things like that. This is one of the herbs that is going to take a lot longer to actually give you. I'm sorry, not herbs. This is one of the modalities that's gonna take you a while to feel physically or biologically or through your nervous system, right? And so, and the next step above that is pills, right? You got pills. So what you would do is you would take some of the herb that's in here, the bag, and you just mix that joint in as much as possible, which this is terrible, but this is not real. So this is just an example. And then you just pop it back on, right? And then with these pills, you would just take it as you would a regular pill, right? Now, the reason why you would take this, okay, let me phrase this. The reason why this acts more stronger, why this is strong, the reason why this is stronger is because this goes directly to your intestines before it starts to disintegrate. If that makes sense. So think of this as going directly to where, you know, to directly inside your body and then exploding inside of your body, but not really exploding, but you get me. This way is a liquid, so it takes a little longer. And when I say longer, I mean like, if you were to take the tea bag, it might take you a couple weeks, maybe a month or two. If you do it the pill way, it might take you a couple weeks, right? But it really just depends on what the problem is. Like you can also use this for directional purposes. So say like you have parasites, the parasites live in your intestine. So this is the best way of doing it, right? Because it goes directly to your intestine and then boom, it kills them, right? So that's the second modality, right? This is the third modality. This third modality is more the most potent, right? Because the most potent with nature, because it goes directly into your bloodstream, right? It goes directly into your bloodstream. It doesn't like go into your body through your digestive system first. No, it goes directly into your bloodstream, and your bloodstream is connected to everything: your nerves, your muscles, your tendons, your bones, everything, right? So doing it this way is the most effective. So you take a solvent. Well, first you make your herbs, right? So this is the herbs that we have, right? And then you pour it in, right? Oh shit. You pour that joint in, right? Man, that's a lot of pouring. So you pour it in, right? Now you really want to get it to like half of whatever the size of the jar is, right? Maybe a little less than half, but it really just depends on the type of herb. But you know, so you want to do about half, right? And then from there, you want to put a solvent in it. So water is a solvent, vinegar is a solvent, apple cider vinegar is a solvent, lime juice is a solvent. You have alcohol, which is a solvent. Alcohol is one of the ones that is going to last you a longer time. And remember, get out of here, girl. I'm sorry, I got cats. The vodka is the one that is going to allow you the ability to go on for a longer period of time. And when I say go on, I mean like it has a longer shelf life, right? But you can use water with salt, right, to make the water electric. And then all you really do is just pour it in, until it gets about to the rim. And then you just close it. And you just do this, right? Shaky, right? So the trick here is that this takes 30 days to complete. 30 to 60 days. It really depends on the strength that you're using and what solvent you're using, right? But 30 to 60 days, and probably even more, to be honest. I think I've seen some that does more, like if you do like, that's the other point. So we have this, right? You let it sit for a day, and this has to be either in the moonlight or in a cabinet somewhere, right? You want it to be dark. You don't want the UV rays to get in, because when the UV rays get in, it has a higher probability of spoiling faster, right? So boom, you have this as in a dark place. 24 hours go by, flip it. Well, shake it first and then flip it, right? 24 hours go by, shake it again, you flip it. 24 hours go by, you shake it again, you flip it. 24 hours go by, you shake it again, you flip it. And you do that for 30 to 60 days, right? There are other ways to make the process faster, but this is one of the ways, right? The other way, girl, what are you doing? Oh, these cats. So the other way is to heat it up while it's in this position, right? But when you heat it up, you have to heat it up with like water or like with like even electricity if you have that capability. Yeah, so electricity is another way. And any other way that you want to heat it up, but you know, it's really how you do it. And those are the the four main ways people heal themselves with herbs. Those are the four main ways people heal themselves with herbs. So I wanted to show you guys a practical. Oh! I'm so glad that I did this first. So we all know that stones hold energy. The crystalline structures of the stones, of the actual stones, right, hold energy. They vibrate, right? But they vibrate at a certain frequency, correct? And because they vibrate at a certain frequency, they have different effects on the human body, right? On the nervous system, on the biological, system, on the whole body, right? And so what you can do, this is an option, right? Take a stone that you want, you know what I'm saying, to focus on, right? And then you could put that stone in here. Well, what I would do before I do that is smoke the stone first, and then cover it with lime, like lime juice, and you just like really like get it in to clean it off, right? And then after you clean that joint off, you put it in there and you let it sit, and you just let it marinate, right? And something else that you can do with that is when you heat this up or when you add electricity to this, especially with this. Now, if you add I wouldn't add electricity to this one because of the water. You might die. But the heat, right? You can add heat, and the heat is going to cause these molecules to vibrate faster. So it's going to vibrate more. And when it vibrates more, the energy is starting to seep out. So you're going to get the energy of the stone plus the energies of the herbs, right? Boom. And that's herbal alchemy, right? Being able to take the components in nature, using my art, which is order, balance, justice, peace, truth, things like that, and then you combine it and you make something new. Herbal Heka, right? Now, this is not new. Like, putting stones in this and making this is not new. This has been around for centuries. Like, this is something that is just new to us because we never did it, because we had a societal system which allowed our ignorance for generations, right? But now the veil has been lifted, and now we are not ignorant anymore. Now we see. And now it's time to wake up to see, right? And if you don't wake up, that's on you. You feel me? So with that being said, the strongest one, right? Because it goes directly to the bloodstream, and the way it goes directly into the bloodstream is directly underneath your tongue. So have you ever noticed that when you go to the doctor, right, they put the thermometer underneath your tongue? Well, that's because the blood is right there, and you can really feel the temperature down there, right? So that's why they do that. Your actual blood veins are right there, right? It's like a really easy access to get to your blood veins. So put this directly on your tongue, a couple drops. Afterwards, you shake it up, and then you put it, and then you mix it into this, and then you take it out, and then you do 1, 2, 3 drops or whatever into your underneath your tongue, and then boom, you hold it there for about 10 to 15 seconds, and you'll feel something. Especially if you're doing like marijuana, or if you're doing like or if you're doing like one specifically for your nervous system, or if you're doing one specifically for your or if you're doing one specifically for your circulatory system. So yeah, those are the three. Not as effective, but it's still extremely fucking important to do. The tea bags. These are a little more effective, and you could use them for different purposes because of where the actual herbal energy is being activated. And this is the most potent. It takes the longest to make, but it's the most potent, especially if you couple it with stones or you know, prayers or other type of energy sources, heat, pressure, things like that. Now, with that being said, anything else I wanted to say in this before I get out? I taught you guys how to mix. Remember, it's 3 ones: the main herb, assisting herbs, and the supporting herb. 3 parts, 2 parts, 1 part, right? And you make it with whatever the intent is in mind, right? And with that, you have the teas, capsules, and tinctures. Oh, and your aromatherapy. Don't forget the aromatherapy. The aromatherapy really does work, right? It really helps make people calm. And I've noticed this through my own business. Like I make organic butters, right? And the butters are good for your hair. It's good for your skin. It's good for people who have like eczema, psoriasis. It's really good for people who have anti-inflammatory issues in some places because of the actual peppermint essential oil that is in there, right? And peppermint essential oil is known to help with relieving pain because it makes it cold, right? So aromatherapy, don't miss out on that. So those are the 4. There are other ways, but these are the basic 4, and these are the 4 that you need to go home and practice yourself. You need to go home after you get off this video, practice this, because as you can see in the world, the health industry is fucked. The health industry is fucked. You need to have the ability to make your own medicine, bro. You need to have the ability to heal yourself, right? You have to, because no one's going to do it for you, right? We are coming to the age where we are literally going back to nature. When that means going back to nature, that means going back into the woods, going back into the wilderness, going back into camping, going back into getting your own water and boiling it yourself and raising kids in the wild. We're heading back towards that. Now, it may not happen in the next lifetime or the next generation, but we're going in that direction because we're in the age of Aquarius. We're going in that direction. So you start now, so that your children's children already know what to do. I'm telling you. With that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to go home and do this homework. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help a king out. Help a fellow God out, so we can get it in, because it's time. Be on the lookout for my next lecture. I'm going to be teaching you how to make electricity, electromagnetism, and solar panels, all using nature, only nature. We're not using we're not using anything that's not of nature. Everything that grows, everything that is sustained, everything that is brought forth from nature, we're using only that stuff. Yes? None of this artificial ingredients, artificial chemical stuff. None of that. Straight nature. So you can make electricity with straight nature. You can make electromagnetism with straight nature, which is even stronger than electricity. And you can fucking make solar panels with nature. Yes, so with that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Peace out.